Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the Web Collection Show. As usual, we hope we can present you the best of what we can get from the internet and the web, and here and there. As usual, I would like to welcome my colleagues here with me in the studio. Sitting on my right hand side, Engineer Farah Al Ali. Farah, how are you?
I'm great, and how are you doing tonight?
Thank you very much. How is the news with you tonight?
Well, today I'll be talking and discussing about the latest trend, which is the game Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone is using it. It's the trend right now, and it's just something that we should look into more.
Exactly.
And of course, some different applications for the innovative ideas and a poem about legacy.
Well, I like those poems. Oh, long time we didn't hear this. Poems. So also I would like to welcome my second colleague here in the studio, sitting on my left-hand side, Dr. Amna Al-Koud. Dr. Amna, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
What have you got for our viewers tonight?
Tonight, I would like to share with them some important things: how to be a leader without a title, how to share the kids with their parents, some of the nice application, some health education, and some new features.
Very nice. Well, I like this idea. A leader without a title. Can it be? Well, it needs a lot of self-performance, self-enhancement, needs a lot of etiquette, perhaps. Our dear viewers, let us go for the first segment of the show. That is the personality development with the big smile and the positive energy. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again. We spoke last week about the 15 persuasive measures so that we can use them if we want to not sell the ideas, the products perhaps, but of course when we talk to others we need to be a little bit confident. So tonight we are going to carry on with the second part of this, and that is the 15 secrets of really persuasive people. We spoke about 7 of them last week, so tonight we are going to carry on. As we can see here, be confident of yourself, otherwise you cannot pass your message. This is a fact of life. On the other hand, presenting your ideas as questions or as though they need approval makes them seem flawed and unconvincing. You see, this is very important thing to be. If you tend to be shy, well, this is something, sometimes we can be shy, but sometimes we need to present our case in very interesting and impressive way. Focus on presenting your ideas as statements and interesting facts for the other party to mull over. This is very interesting thing also. They use the positive body language. Body language. Who doesn't know this body language? This is very important. How you look at the people, how you use your eyes, how you smile to them. Well, those are a little bit tricky things, you see, but this make a lot of difference. When you want to speak to others, you have to be take care a lot of things with the body language, becoming cognizant of your gestures, expressions, and tone of voice, making certain they are positive, will engage people and open them up to your arguments. This is very true things. Be enthusiastic tone, use the enthusiastic tone and crossing your arms, maintaining eye contact, and leaning toward the person who is speaking are all forms of positive body language that persuasive people use to draw others in. So that if you don't take care, if you don't use your hand, if you don't show interest, well, the other person you will lose. You don't connect. You don't connect with this guy. And there is a frequency, huh? There should be some sort of synchronization between his and your frequency to pass your message. Positive body language will engage your audience and convince them that what you are saying is valid. This is very important point also. When it comes to persuasion, how you say something can be more important than what you say. I must repeat this. I must repeat this before we finish this segment. How you say sometimes, not even always, sometimes how you say something can be more important than what you say. This is the thing that we have, and this is the tricky thing as a matter of fact, how to say things. Well, of course, the idea is very important. Our dear viewers, let us move now to another part of the show, that is the technology. Please stay tuned after the break with the big smile and the positive energy. Our dear viewers, welcome again to the Web Collection Show. The segment is technology with Pokemon. With Farah. Farah, tell us all about it.
Yes, when it comes to the world of gaming, we know that it gets so addictive. But now everyone all around the world is addicted to this one game called Pokemon Go. So what is this whole rush and everyone thinking about this? Well, as you can see, I could tell you and explain more to you as to what it is. Pokemon Go is a mobile game that has become a global phenomenon and has been released in the UK, USA, and all around the world. And I've got a video that I'd like to show you exactly how this game would occur. So this is it. Basically, you go from different places.
With the mobile, huh?
Yes, this is a mobile game application. And wherever you are, you search for those Pokemons. And as you can see, once you use it and you find one, you could have it. And the more you have Pokemons, the better. Like the way you used it is just simply eating it, and then you'd have one more. And then there's like different stages that you get, and the more you collect, the better. Now, there are some pros and cons to this. A lot of people are saying, well, we're moving around, look at all the bruises, all the things. People are just doing anything to get their hands on this Pokemon. Wherever it is, they'd be able to go,
Now he is
move.
walking on the streets now.
Just searching for it. And I believe I've been to different places throughout the week, and I've seen a lot of people just walking around, not wondering about the mall or the shops or the coffee shops around them. They're just trying to find a Pokemon. That's it.
I think somebody knocked at my door, perhaps, the other day looking for a Pokemon in my house. Oh, no, I'm just joking.
This is
What is this?
exactly what's happening. This is just people. He's trying to find more of the Pokemons and the different things that are happening. And then after collecting and selecting various Pokemons, you'd be able to have like this fight between your Pokemons that you have with other Pokemons from opponents and other people. So there we go, the Pokemon Go, the new game that everyone is just hassled about.
Well, they say there is a virus in it and be careful, and they were warning something like hacking things.
Yes, definitely.
In the
This
mobile.
could happen to any sort of software, especially since it's something new and everyone is using it and everyone has the access to it easily.
But it got, you see, on the peak with the news, because I think people are addicted to it. Even one of our technicians here, the engineers, he said he was looking for Pokemon somewhere in the gardens in their houses.
Yes.
And then this is something very strange.
You know, the other day I went out with my cousins and we went to a shopping mall. And as soon as they reached there, they just got their phone and automatically they were trying to find a Pokemon. And then they didn't find a Pokemon and they were like, that's it. This is not the place for us. We need to go to another place.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes they invent these characters and they just get to the peak. The idea sometimes is really there. And people, one advantage is that there is a movement.
Yes, definitely.
But different to others, you see, because then you can move, walk, and then this is some sort of athletic things, you see.
Yes, definitely.
Like gymnasium. Go.
Unfortunately, many people get addicted to in short period of time.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm so surprised, honestly.
And the idea is very simple. Like,
Yes,
who would have thought the idea of such game would get so much
Why?
feedback, like
Yes.
positive feedback all around the world, and everyone is addicted to it right now.
That's so strange.
Yeah, that's very strange. Well, anyway, I think this is the effect of social media or the applications or the mobile applications, the games on our self. So let us go now to another segment which is related to this segment, that is the kids with Dr. Amna. Please stay tuned after the break with the biggest smile and the positive energy. Welcome again, our dear viewers. Let us go straight to Dr. Amna to tell us all about the kids applications. Dr. Amna, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you again for introducing me again for our kids and lovely viewers. This time we'll go again back to our viewers to share with them some of the nice applications that they can play, they can learn, and also under the supervision of their parents. So I'll go directly to my screen to my first first one, which is the Motion Math. This application is actually the kid can touch, drag, and combine one or more dotted or numbers of bubbles to target the number of acute hungry fish. This feature will eat only one kind of bubbles, and the other one will eat 2 dots, for example, and then 3 dots, 3 level dots, or mix of dots.
Good.
In this application, the kids can skip around if needed. The number of hints can be turned off. So at various points can get a reward or magic that can change the appearance of this fish. My second application, which the child can play alone, either alone competitively or cooperatively, finding missing letters for the word displayed, and choose several themes for the words that they have chosen. It can, as you can see here on the screen, difficult adjusted based on performance can be manually adjusted for different levels, ranging from like easy to very hard to most hard. And each last round will contains for around 100 points.
Very nice.
So in these two applications, the child can learn, can play, and enjoy its time. But my last application, the parents can enjoy and share the application with their kids. In this application, it is designed actually for the kids learning to write and read.
Very nice.
So at the beginning, they can create their own book, and then they can tap plus to sign to add a new book. And then the parents can add their comment or can then write translation in a separate field, and then the child can see and learn from what the parents have written for them, and practice reading, tapping speech icon to hear what the parent commented on their, what they have done. So this application actually is nice for both the parents and the kids. The kids also, he can share and add text and voice, also to speech bubbles, and then they can enjoy their time during the summer and all the extra time. Yes.
Those are really good.
Very well.
applications,
That's very nice.
especially
The
for
last-
the summertime, and they could
yes.
even pick up their hobbies from that.
Yes.
I believe.
And I think this is the writing abilities. And sometimes the parents don't have the ideas, and I think this is a good source.
Yes. Honestly, I have so many kids. They don't like to learn much during the summer. So they can play and write and learn at the
Exactly.
same time in an amazing application, colored one with nice features. At the same time, they can learn and play. So it is a good opportunity for them.
You see, the kids in the summer, they don't want to get to the school mood, you see.
Yeah.
They just want to get a little bit free around, so that when they see these good little applications, they might get. And I think I like the idea of writing stories. And I think your voice notes or anything will help them also to widen their imagination. And I think this is a good thing to do for our kids. Thank you very much, Dr. Amna. Let us move now to another part of the show, that is the social media. Please stay tuned after the break with the big smile and the positive energy. So, our dear viewers, welcome again to the social media segment of the Web Collection show. A question to my colleagues here in the studio. I think it is a must question for me to know their answers, but then we can start this segment. I would like to ask Farah, can you live without social media today?
I could safely say no. And we're definitely addicted to social media nowadays. Everyone, even the kids
Everything
as
is,
well.
yeah. Dr. Amna, can you live without social media?
Well, honestly, I tried sometimes to get up of such media, social media, to live like quietly and without any disruption. But unfortunately, I was forced to get back to such social media because all the environment around us, like forcing us to use it and to know what's
Exactly.
Yes, that
happening
is true.
and to share our information and even to get updates of many even medical issues.
Well, I think there are so much, as Dr. Amna said, the social media now is a source of information. There are channels in Telegram, for example, and the WhatsApp. Many people get a lot of information, let alone the Facebook, Twitter, and what have you.
And
So
even
there,
people are finding jobs through
exactly,
social media,
exactly. Yes, this is very true. And
like LinkedIn.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. This is a professional social media. And there are others, quite honestly, very important, very useful, collecting data, specialized social media. Let us go now and see what we have here in my screen. Let us see the social media. Social media strategy in 8 steps. This is very important for those professionals who would like to start. Build an arc, listen and compare. This is the first step. Build an arc, and nobody should own social media strategy in your organization. Social impacts all corners of the company. No company nowadays says I don't get affected by the social media. So this is, we have to listen and compare. It is an old social media strategy, just not by now, but listen. This is still good advice that's often ignored. The reality is that your customers and competitors will give you a good guide to where and how you should be active in the social media. Be present in the social media. You have to sell your products yourself, your ideas sometimes in the social media. If you broaden your social listening beyond your brand name, we have to be, what is the point? Yes, you can use social media to help accomplish several business objectives. So it is a business oriented things, but also there is personal objectives sometimes in the social media now, in Snapchat and perhaps Instagram. The number of followers make good business for those people. The number of followers brings some advertisements. Each advertisement is compared to the number of followers. So this is a good business. In home, you can do a lot of things, but give a useful message. This is something very important. Select success metrics. So this is important. This is for the professional return on investment. This is something called in the court business ideas. Analyze your audiences. This is very important. There are some tools to analyze your audience. Who are using, who are following you, what the age groups, what the sex in this, are they male, female? So this is very important sometimes, the gender, to understand who is following you in this case. What's your one thing? Passion is the fuel of social media. Well, this is very important things. You have to be passionate. You have to be very truthful. You need to be giving some good messages. Always present yourself in this, and this will affect the personality of the people. There has to be some good messages, because if you don't say something good, other people will say other things. So not being in the social media also, there will be a gap. How will you be a human? Of course, social media is about people, not logos. So it is a person who is there, not putting other people's pictures, other people's logos. So the mechanics of social force companies to compete for attention versus the customers, the friends and family members. Thus, your company has to be, at least at some degree, act like a person. The company act like a person, not entity. This is very important. Advice is create a channel plan. Create a channel plan. This is very important. Now let us go very quickly. This is the last slide. These tips are extremely beneficial to me in planning your strategy. So good luck now. Move on. You can see those ones. Even Google Plus is now getting some boom from the
And there's
users.
more and more that we don't even use on a
Exactly.
daily basis.
We cannot use everything, you see.
Definitely.
We get you busy, too much busy, and
And I
then
realized something, that in each country there is some sort of social media that country specifically and the citizens there would use mostly.
exactly. Like Snapchat in Kuwait is the number one in the world compared
Yes.
to the relative, the number of people and the population. The Snapchat, and sometimes they say the Instagram also. the
Not
number
even
one.
that. I think such a mode of social media, they are very creative. They made some project to be easier to be done, rather than, for example, people are tending to open a store, for example, to show their things. It is much easier to open an Instagram account and show what are they are doing, rather than taking a rent, for example,
Exactly.
and then until the people get to be like familiar with their stores or to get advertisement. I think the social media made their life much easier.
I think especially for those retired people or the housewives, because they are
Yes.
sitting in their homes, they can sell some food and some accessories, some. I think there are homemade things there, and they can make big names, big brands. As a matter of fact, if they stick to the rules of health and goodness.
And even young talents, we're
Yes,
seeing
true.
a lot of people got advertisements. I believe this young girl, she went on an advertisement all over the Middle East. This advertisement was done, and the fact that they saw her and knew about her is because through social media she posted something that they found very interesting.
The most important thing, even in politics, Barack Obama, he used the Twitter for his campaign.
Yes.
Now these heads, you see, these presidents, now they are campaigning for the presidency in Britain, in the United States. They use Twitter.
Wow.
Yes, because they have, and the more followers, even Bill Gates, now they are using these Twitter things, or so they need people to follow them to pass their message, and there is no harm in this, but the message needs to be, of course, law-abiding, very useful, and everything is related to the benefit of the people. Let us move now to another part of the show, that is the interview. Please stay tuned after the break with the big smile and the positive energy. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the Web Collection Show, to the interview part of the show. This time it is the second part of the interview with Dr. Naif Al-Awadi. Dr. Naif, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice to have you again with us.
Thank you very much.
We spoke last week about,
Internet of Things.
so can you just remind us of what?
Yes, last time we highlighted the Internet of Things concept, and we went through the definition and basic definition of the Internet of Things. And then we just mentioned even the traditional type of connectivity between components.
Okay.
And then we highlighted also the process for the Internet of Things, how the components are proceeding the data from the input till processing, and then we got the knowledge at the end. And then we had an example about the fuel GPS system. And we mentioned how we can apply the process for getting the information inside that particular example.
So let us go now to the second part, please. Yes, so this is very important for us to see the Internet of Everything.
Yes, what would the definition for that
Yeah,
be?
the Internet of Everything. This is actually developed by Cisco, the concept of Internet of Everything, built on the foundation of the IoT. So we may say that the IoT is a subclass of Internet of everything. And Internet of Everything is considering much more
Wider scope.
wider scope, not only physical things, but even things that we cannot touch. Okay,
So it would be like hardware and software put
hardware
together?
and software,
Okay.
services and people as well.
People as well.
Of course, people will be part of the Internet of Everything,
Everything.
world.
Okay.
Ah, that's interesting, yes.
Okay, and also they focused on the intelligent connection of people, process data, and things. There must be kind of intelligence inside the Internet of Things.
And how would that
Everything.
work?
It's work like every other connectivity, but we need to do the smart. Everything has to be smart. When we say smart, we say automated, adaptive, and follow certain AI terms.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
what is the process when it comes to the Internet of Everything?
It's the same process that we had on site. I mean, in the Internet of Things, but the difference is we have much more components.
Can you
Which
give us an example of such?
Yes. For the IoE, basically, it allows everything to talk to each other. This is just a wider view.
Okay, very interesting.
Okay, IoE example is VG Pen. This is a smart insulin injection pen.
Okay.
Very
Okay,
nice.
automatically.
Smart penicillin.
No, insulin.
Insulin.
The insulin
yes.
that for the
yes,
diet.
for the diet. Yes.
Okay, automatically records the following time of injection, amount of insulin injected.
Wow.
Yes, it's like a monitoring system. So no one should care of you or sometimes try to let you know that this is too much insulin you have taken.
And how is this process different to the current situation right now? What is the advancements here?
Today, no one will care about how much insulin you have. Today, you don't know when are you going to have the insulin. How much insulin has been in your body since the last injection. So this information, when it's transferred through smartphones to the internet, okay, this will help a lot for those people who use the
Exactly.
insulin.
It helps the patients.
In this case, I'm including now the people, what they have, or the process that they apply in their body and transfer it to the internet. It will help a lot. It will help all doctors, specialists, even to analyze these data and sometimes warn the patient that you just have your dose 2 hours ago. Be careful. It's not a good time to take it again.
Very good. So it sends the signals to the health centers, let us say.
Yeah, for example, it's a
Medical-
cloud health center, we can say.
We can say the cloud health center.
And from there,
Yes.
you can distribute it. If you have a forum, if you have, for example, specialist doctors, you can distribute this information among all other parties that is participating this information.
Well, this might lead us to one of the application. Dr. Amna with us here in the studio sometimes ago, they developed an application.
Yep.
It's almost like this, but it is not interactive as such. The data sent, then they will answer. But this one is an interactive.
Yes.
Yes.
There is
instantaneous data.
Yeah, exactly, real time. And there is also an incident that something you can inject it in a tablet and you can swallow that tablet. The tablet by itself will communicate with the skin in a certain manner and will provide how you have this dose. Are you trying to have it in a correct way? Is it dissolved in your stomach very well or not?
So they can measure this also, huh?
Yes, of course, but this is not in here. This is another incident.
Different.
Yeah,
Well, this
different.
will, I think, make doctors worry.
No, I don't think
Somebody,
so.
the internet or everything will take their jobs.
No, I don't think so. They should be there.
They will be there. They will be there, yes.
But what is great is that for doctors, they don't have to be in another country and they could easily have patients within, like, worldwide at the same
Telemedicine,
place.
long distance, yes.
Exactly.
Because this information can be passed throughout the world, you see.
Yeah, because you can see there are some people who cannot go through hospital. There is no empty spaces.
Space,
So from their home, we can monitor and deliver to them the proper
Give
care.
them the proper directions, the proper care,
Yep,
perhaps.
I think that's what everyone wants, and it would make life much easier.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, this is carry on, please, Doctor.
Okay, there is other application where we can see the IoT or the IoE in the home, cities. Home is like having a smart home, and I think most of the viewers know what is a smart home and how
Yes, and
can
aware of it, yes.
Yeah, cities like we have smart
Cities, yes.
cities, traffic, like we connect the traffic to the internet and we try to
Street
get,
lamps also.
Yes.
yes, street lamps and
Even the pavements, you know, the pavement is also and the roads are also, traffic lights are all
Yeah.
connected.
Environment as well, weather monitoring, energy when we have the smart grid and renewable energy system, retail, inventory management, smart payment. Even in the payment, there will be a different approach in the future if we include the IoE. Industry, machine diagnosis, indoor air quality monitoring, lifestyle. We talk about that lifestyle. We gave the example before. This is
Yes.
considered the lifestyle.
Okay.
And health as well. We also give an example for monitoring
So basically, it's covering everything.
almost everything.
Let us see what you have.
Okay, this is just an expectation for the new era. Expert forecast that by the year 2020, there will be more than 25 billion devices, things connected to the internet,
25 billion.
which will deliver, about 4 billion connected people, 4 trillion revenues. What else? 50 trillion GBS of data.
That's
Goodness
huge.
me.
This is when we say GBS and 50 trillion GBS of data. This is lead us to another concept in the IT, which is big data.
And this is just 4 years from now.
Exactly.
We're talking
It's
about
not too far.
2020.
It's
That's
not too far.
something we'll probably and hopefully see in
It's
the near
already been
future.
there.
4
Yes.
billion people will be connected, huh?
Yeah.
4 people, 4
4
billion
billion, yep.
people will be connected. This is amazing, huh?
Of course.
Because there's a big numbers there, and it just shows how technology is really conquering our lives
Yes.
and penetrating in every aspect of our lives.
Exactly.
I think when it comes to also the smart clothes, then it will be another thing, you see.
Yep.
Smart ties, smart...
That can change color based on your shirt.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Or
go
a
and
smart
search.
dishwasher, custom
Smart-
for the
smart-
Middle East.
Smart decor, smart everything it will be.
Yes.
Yes.
I think this is going to be... Anything to add, Doctor? We have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. This is what we had today, and it was a pleasure for being here.
It was our pleasure to have you
It was
here.
Thank you,
yes.
thank
I
you
think
very
the
much.
future of this is really great. Going to be
Yes, I think it's already been in the market and in the world, but it's now developing step by step. But it's going
It
very
just
fast.
takes time in order for it to spread around.
I think the household, the people in the houses, if they get familiar how to use it,
Yes.
the kitchen, the refrigerator, and I think the lighting system, the cooling system,
Yep.
will all be internet of everything. I think this will save a lot
But
of
at the end,
energy.
it will be the user choice whether he wants to join the IoE or not.
But there is a privacy issue, huh?
Of course.
There's a big privacy issue on this because everything will be open to the cyber world. Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You have been very nice and very informative information you have given us. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you very much.
So our dear viewers, please stay tuned after the break with the big smile and the positive energy. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the innovation segment of the Web Collection Show. Let us go straight to Farah to tell us all about those innovations. The floor is yours.
Yes, today I'll be talking about the wearable technology. And the first one is a ring. Simply by wearing this ring, you'd be able to manipulate and control any sort of device that you have. Ring.
Can you say this again?
Yes.
A ring?
A ring.
We
Yeah,
can
you
wear
can
it.
have this
and then
ring.
we can control the whole thing.
Yes, all the gadgets that you have, like your phone, your laptop, your computer, your TV, even sometimes things in your car. So as you can see,
Well,
I
this
have...
is a magic ring we can call it?
Yes, we could call it a magic ring.
Well, this is
if
very
you'd like
nice ring, yes.
to do so. So this is basically what you could do. You'd be able to turn on and turn off the TV, the lights in your house, even write down different information for your phone. So simply by like moving
pen, like a
your
pen.
finger, you'd actually have the gestures done, and all that would be controlled and saved onto either your phone or your computer or your iPad. It depends as to what and where you want it. So this is the ring you'd be able to wear. Simply tap it. The gestures would be taken, and automated directly with the data to any sort of device that you have. And through those LED, you could see the lights. You'd be able to even message, listen to music, even get camera ready and set. So you'd be able to do basically
Is it a
everything.
standalone ring or with a mobile application?
It has a mobile
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
application in
that's
order
why.
for you to
Yeah, yeah,
use
that's
the
why.
different-
Hub bearing, yes.
Yes, because sometimes you could directly use it to the gadget itself, and sometimes you need it through the hub in order to use various devices at the same time. Through
Can I
the
ask
ring.
one question before we go any
Yes,
further?
sure.
If I give this ring to Dr. Amna, if I want to control somebody, can we do such thing if I give this ring to somebody with this technology in it, and then I can say, please listen to my orders or instructions? Can we
You
do
can.
this?
You
This is
can.
against democracy, doctor. You should be more of democratic one.
No, I'm just. No, this is just an idea.
Yes.
They use this sometimes, you see.
I
don't-
wish I get such ring for treating my patient, honestly. Just to give a direction, and then they can take their medicine and they get treated
them the directions,
easily.
yes.
Imagine what you could do with that sort of ring. You could write down all the notes for the patient at the same time and even directly send them their information on their
Yes.
phone.
Much
Yes,
So they don't
easier.
have to wait or
But I have a sense of
wait for
feeling
the
that some people might
documents.
misuse it, wouldn't they?
How? In what sort of sense? What way?
Let us see. But I think I like the idea of moving
Yes.
in the air and then instructions are delivered.
Yes.
And then this.
Automatically, yeah.
So if I do this like now with this ring, then
The other type of wearable technology that I'd be discussing is about the virtual reality. A lot of different things you'd be able to wear and then you could see it. But the thing is, you cannot really feel what is going on in the virtual reality. Now, this glove, as you can see here, you'd be able to feel exactly what is going on in the virtual reality that you are exploring and trying to figure out what it is, wherever it is. You'd be able to feel those different senses from your hands
very nice.
using this glove. So it's very interesting. It's one of a kind and truly unique because in the past, you'd be able to enter this world of virtual reality, see all the different things, explore it as though you're there, but what better way than to actually feel the different surfaces, the materials, and even like the different things you meet and explore through virtual reality.
That's very good, very active. For those people who lose their limbs, you see, that is the artificial hands, isn't it?
Yes. It's a glove that anyone could wear based on the different sizes. You'd have small, medium, and large, and you'd be able to feel whatever it is in the virtual reality that you pick, whether it's a game or you're trying to explore somewhere new. So you could see the different, you could feel the materials and even the way it is.
Thank you very much, Farah. This is
You're
a very
welcome.
interesting thing. Let us move now to another part of the show, that is the health and wellness. Please stay tuned after the break with a big smile and positive energy. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the Web Collection Show. As a matter of fact, it is the health and wellness segment of the show, as usual, with Dr. Amna. Dr. Amna, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Tonight, I would like to share with my colleagues here in the studio and also with my viewers one of the questions that I might receive on daily basis. One of such questions is, if anybody falls in the ground in the road, what can be done, especially if you are not a medical one? So I would like to ask my colleague Farah here, what shall you do if you see anybody like injured, for example, in the road?
On the road.
I would immediately call someone, an authority or someone that would come immediately in order to help that person.
Great. How about you, Dr. Anwar?
Well, I try to help. Perhaps I will resort to the calling, but I think sometimes it depends if it is emergency. I might volunteer to take this guy to the hospital.
Great. Most of the people might think that they can't do anything for such patient. But nowadays, the progress of medicine, especially on the new guidelines from, like what you can say, American Heart Association, people who are not medical on like medical practice, they can help the others who are falling in the ground, they get a car accident, on a simple way until the ambulance can reach to the scene. So I can go to my screen show. So you can see here, there is what is called as a CPR. The American Heart Association got a new title, which is Life is Why. Why we have to help the others? How can we help the ones who are falling down suddenly, and you don't have the experience of hospital daily basis, or even any medication or any injection or anything outside the hospital. There is what is called the cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which is simply called the CPR. This is a life-saving technique useful in many emergencies, especially in heart attacks or what you can say near drowning, in which someone who was breathing or heartbeat has been stopped, and the American Heart Association recommended that everyone, even those who are not medical, can begin the CPR, which is called what is called as the chest compression. Such technique is important because it is far better to do something rather that we don't do anything until the person who is specialized in treating such case can help in treating and helping the others to get still alive, for example. The difference between doing something and doing nothing could be someone's life. So you can help the ones who are loved to someone or who is very important to his family, rather than sitting and waiting for the ambulance until reaching to the scene by simple way. So those people, some of them who are according to the association criteria, there are who are untrained, some of them who are trained and ready, some of them are trained but still not in good experience. Most of them, they require of doing what is called a chest compression until the health ambulance would be arrived. It is advised applied to the adult, children and infant, but without the newborn, just the newborn one who has different guidelines, different maneuvers to be done. So the CPR by itself can keep the oxygenated blood flowing to the brain and other vital organs until more definitive medical treatment can restore a normal heart rhythm. When the heart stops, the lack of oxygen going to the brain can cause person death within 8 to 10 minutes. So in such a short period of time, when a person can help or be involved in saving the others, it will be an amazing job to be proud of to do it. So we have many courses done by the American Heart Association regarding the first aid, CPR, and the AED. It is recommended to everyone to take such course and to be certified to help the others everywhere and anytime in every situation, even if he is not in medical daily practice. So before starting such procedure, first of all, if I saw anyone in the road or anyone falling in the ground, first we have to check the scene or the place itself. Is it safe to help such person? We want to help the others, but at the same time, we don't want to harm ourselves. So we'll check the person if he's conscious or unconscious. So if he wasn't conscious, we have to check if he's okay or no, and then we check the pulse, if there is pulse or there is no pulse, if he's breathing comfortably or there is no breathing, if there is something closing the airway, for example, until we call the ambulance, until they reach back, and then we can interfere, and we can bring the first aid kit, for example, and a special instrument or special machine which is called an AED, which is helping for those who are having heart attack to get a simple shock at the same time, at the same scene, until the ambulance can arrive. So this, as you can see here in the screen, this figure simplified what is the guidelines of such what we call basic life support, or the BLS. The person who is unresponsive, we start directly the chest compression, where you can use both hands on the chest of the person between the nipples and compress deeply, allowing the chest recoil for around, what we can say, at 100 beats per minute, and then we'll bring the machine and check the rhythm where it can be guided us to give a shock or no. So CPR is easily called as CAAB. related to compressions, the airway, and breathing. We push hard and fast on the center of the victim's chest. The airway, we can open the head back and tilt the chin to open the airway. And then the breathing, we can give, as you can see in daily basis or even movies, mouth-to-mouth rescue breathing, or even using some small instrument. This, as you can see in the screen, this is the machine which is called an AED, which helps the people to get proper.
This is the respiration.
Yes, this one, the CPR maneuver, the way the person who's lying down, we check the place, and then we start the chest compression in the best way. And then we can restore the blood circulation. We have good news to people that such way, even on today, we have an updates and good technology that such maneuver had been translated into machine. Nowadays, we have a machine which can be directly put, as you can see here in the screen, on the patient's
without using
chest.
the hands.
Yes,
very
and it
interesting.
can directly compress on the person, and we can calculate the time until the patient can gain consciousness. So
Very
it is
nice.
important to learn CPR. Everyone can do it, an easy maneuver, and save other lives.
Well, this is very good advice, Dr. Amna, but people sometimes worried to use their hands to rescue people. Well, anyway, I think there should be a robot to do. So, our dear viewers, let us move to another part of the show, that is the gadgets. Please stay tuned after the break with a big smile and a positive energy. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the gadget part of the web collection show. As usual, the gadgets is having a big trend in our lives, and this is affecting also our daily usage of the technology. Let us see what I have on my monitor, please. This is a suitcase. This is a smart suitcase. You know, we cannot live without mobile nowadays. So what we can do is that the best travel gadgets for 2016 is the Blue smart suitcase. What does it have? It has the charger. Well, it is either power supply or power bank for your mobile. So you don't get just charge the thing with the battery and then you just get lost, or somebody without a battery, or it means without a mobile. And this is basically a little bit miserable situation to be in. Sometimes me personally, when I think that I read the 10% and the red dial shows into my mobile, I don't know, psychologically I feel depressed. Well, I'm just joking here, but just how the effect is when you see this little tag, little color, red color comes to your mobile, it affects your heart. The heart, the feelings. Let us be more specific.
And the one that you just showed us, the bag,
Yes.
it's great for traveling and especially for camping because you won't have a plug in order
Exactly.
for you to charge
You already
your phone.
so it will
Yes.
be like a recharging
Yes.
your mobile. Perfect for keeping confidential files between work desktop and laptops. Secure USB key. This is very interesting thing. You can see here, you can secure files, confidential files between work desktop, laptops, and this is very important, of course, because then you can see here, it is locked or unlocked. It is like the car remote control. You can see the key here. It is also, you can lock it, all the files, you can put it here, and you can secure those files. This is very important one also. During its CES, this is the consumer show in the United States, the 2016 keynote, Intel showed the upcoming Uni Typhoon drone that can avoid objects such as trees in real time sensing. You can see this drone now. The drones are very important in our lives, and everybody use them, whether in the environment, for the firefighting, and for military usage. Sometimes they do use them. It is gaining a lot of usage nowadays. The last one we are using here, so this is the one we are using here. The last show here that this is the keyboard. You can use it, you can bend it, and I think this is very interesting. You can have it everywhere in your desk. So, our dear viewers, with this we finish our show tonight, and hopefully we can see you next week. Until then, I would like to thank my dear colleagues here in the studio. Farah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And also Dr. Amna, thank you very much.
Most welcome.
I would like to thank everybody here in the studio and also in the control room. Until we see you next week, good night and bye-bye.